What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Mello. Now, don't come for me. Do not come for me. But I'm a little confused as to why we're gatekeeping braids and other hairstyles in the Black community. I ask this because it's like every time someone from a different race wears braids, it's like we are on a mission to crucify them. But from my understanding, when Black people usually get like weaves, it's usually from another culture. You know, all my life I've heard wet and wavy. I've heard girls, they want the Malaysian straight. I've never heard a Black girl say she's got her weave from like another Black girl or like somewhere, in Africa. I wanted to take the time to discuss the difference between culture appropriation and culture appreciation. Culture appropriation is the inappropriate or unacknowledged adaptation of an element or elements of one culture or identity by members of another culture or identity. It then goes on to say, this can be controversial when members of a dominant culture appropriate from minority cultures. Some examples of this include think of when sports teams use like Native American tribe images or names. And also think like Aunt Jemima syrup. Now, culture appreciation is appreciating another culture in an effort to broaden their perspective and connect with others cross-culturally. While culture appropriation is taking one aspect of a culture that is not their own, such as culturally distinct items, aesthetics, or spiritual practice. An example of culture appreciation would be like, say you were invited to like an African event and the dress code was dashikis. That would be an appropriate time to wear one. It will become appropriation, say if someone outside the African community wore the dashiki to say like maybe a Halloween party for a costume. So my question is, how can we get to a space where we're okay with other cultures appreciating ours? Now, in our defense, I also realize that people taken from our culture can be a double-edged sword. I'm aware that oftentimes when a Kardashian does something, it's deemed as like edgy and fashion forward, versus when a Black girl does the exact same thing, is often looked at as ghetto. Now, I feel like this topic is something that hits home because I am someone who loves anime. Anime originated in Japan, and me being Black, it was not made for me. I honestly cannot imagine the Japanese community telling me that I can or that I shouldn't watch anime. I would honestly be a little bit heartbroken because I love that aspect of their culture. But also, in my defense, I know my place when I'm appreciating other cultures. I realize I'm just there to appreciate. I think the blurred lines when people appreciate other cultures is that they sometimes forget the unofficial rules. If you are not from that culture, you do not get a say so. Bottom line, you don't get to say so. You have to realize at the end of the day, you are not the targeted audience. You're simply there to spectate and to appreciate. Now, again, as much as I love anime, I would love to see more Black people in it. But again, I do not get to make that call. I simply just don't. As I shared earlier, I am not the targeted audience for anime. I realize that, so I'm just simply there to enjoy the ride. So again, I think that is very important to note. If you are not from the culture, you do not get a say-so in the culture. Now, getting back to the topic, it's a little interesting because I'll admit, I am the first one to feel a type of way when I see someone who is not Black wearing a do-rag. The first thing that comes to mind are just simply the words, why? If for nothing else, just why? Especially when it looks like someone doesn't even have the textured hair to have to even require a do-rag. But then in those moments where I'm feeling like that, I just remember to take a step back and mind my business. In all honesty, in the end, someone from another culture wearing a do-rag does not make or break me, because I know in my heart of hearts, there is no one who can rock a do-rag like the Black man. I would personally love to see more of the Black community, especially women, embracing other cultures who love and appreciate our culture, especially when it comes to hair. In all honesty, you guys, I'm just a little tired of seeing us discourage other cultures from wanting to love and appreciate ours. I think it's time to embrace them and teach them how to properly wear and install weaves or do braids, cornrows. I think it's time to embrace all of that. Here's how I look at it. I look at it as one of two ways. We can either show them how it's done and show them how to properly love and appreciate Black culture, or we're just going to continue to push them away. They're still going to do what they want to do, and it's just going to be run amok. Now, again, even though, what I'm talking about is a part of Black culture, I feel like that is a sector of Black culture that I'm not really a part of, right? Because as much as I love and appreciate when women can do their hair all up, I don't know nothing about that. I cannot tell you the difference between a braid and a cornrow. I thought they were the same thing, but apparently they're not. So there are still things that, I'm not privy to and I don't have all the knowledge to in my own culture. So I'm just like, you gotta help. You gotta help. You gotta realize people are going to love it. People are going to appreciate it. Just a little think piece on a Monday. That's it for me today, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, as that's okay too, because there's always room for improvement over here. But whether you gave the video a thumbs up or a thumbs down, go ahead and drop a comment down below on your thoughts of the video. How do you feel about other cultures using black hairstyles? Last but not least, if you're not already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, as I am on the journey to 100 subscribers. As always, I hope everyone has a great rest of their day, and I'll catch you all on the next video.